For how to do a back-to-back 90 out of our panel tub. Long story short, we're going to come out of the panel tub 90 that way. Conduit's going to sit in our connector up to this point right here. I always use a level. You don't have to. It's what works best for me. It might not work best for you. We are at 65 inches off the ground to the bottom of the connector. So we got to remember 65, 98 and a half inches to the top inches. So our first 90 out of the panel tub will be 33 inches up over, and then we're going to back 90, so we'll have a 90 here. Use 42 inches. Just quick measurement. 42 is going to be right in here. Obviously we can get a measurement up here, but we're not going to do that. This does not have to be specific. I'm in my garage solely for demonstration purposes only. Let's dive into it. 33 and a half by a 42 inch back-to-back wire or ground wire. Simply bend it out beforehand, just as it would be going into that panel tub. It'll help with the back-to-back portions. But this 90 right here will be 33 and a half inches. This back-to-back portion up there will be 42 inches, and then 10 to 12 inches, depending on how much conduit I have here. But yeah, let's go. 33 and a half inch 90. So using our deductive 6, it's going to put us at 27 and a half. Bada bing, bada boom. Put a quick mark on there. Use pencil. You can use Sharpie if you'd like. For demonstration purposes anyways, don't use the Sharpie out in the field. And always try to take your marks off afterwards. It looks cleaner. After that, we're going to use the arrow, which is our deduct, or for the deduct method. You can use a star here if you want, but we're not doing that. Pretty straightforward. Bend up. Then, off the back side of your 90, after you have it level, we said we wanted a 42 inch back-to-back. So use a straight edge. I'm going to use this random piece of thread I have. 42 inches and 33 inch 90, which is right there. I'm going to orient this. We wanted a 42 inch back-to-back portion, which means ultimately this right here is going to have to flip up. What we're going to do for this is we're going to utilize the star method. That way we can face our bender that way, no deduct, and we'll be able to get a little more leverage. So what we're going to do, like I said, we're going to use the star on the bender. There's no deduct off that. We want 42 inches, so pretty straightforward. We're going to measure back 42 inches off our straight edge, just like so. 42. Bam. On this, it's just like that. We're going to bend it up with our star. If we used our deduct with the arrow, we'd be bending this way. With our star, we're bending this way. Pretty straightforward. A star, which is right there. You can't see it, but I can see it. What I do is give it a nice bend up. Just like that. Level one way, plumb the other. I call it level both ways. People get in the comments, oh, it's plumb. I don't give two shits. I'm going to call it level if I want to call it level. I'm from Appalachia, Ohio. Really don't care. But there you go. Back-to-back 90. We'll install it. Back 90 in. It's not strapped or level. What we're going to do though, level this up sideways. Our strut up here. What we're going to do, we got to get a measurement off the wall. Hopefully you have a laser. I don't have a laser here, so it is what it is. But so off the wall to the center of this conduit, it is 35 and 13/16. 5 and 13/16. At this point, we're going to and bada bing, bada boom. Strapped into place both ways, level there, same distance off the wall. I did end up cutting this down to 10 inches. So our next one's 2 inches center to center spacing. This will be 12 inches here. The additional back-to-back, this was 42, so this one will be 44. We're just adding 2 inches. That 90 remains the same, so it'll be 33 and a half minus 6 is going to be 27 and a half. Mark number 1. So this is in my garage, so I'm not too worried about that. And this is solely for demo or demonstration purposes only. Hopefully it can help a new apprentice out there. Our back-to-back. This is the second one going up. We have 2 inch center to center spacing, so we're going to add 2 inches to our back-to-back. Our first one was 42 inches, and we use the star method for the 90. We're going to make this one 44 inches, just like so. Bada bing, bada boom. What that's going to allow us to do, instead of bending this big behemoth this way, we can use the star, face it that way, and simply bend that up. The star is now on the mark that we drew on. From here, all we're going to do, add a little pressure, bend it up. There you go, second back-to-back 90. So we have our 33 and a half inch 90 there. Our back-to-back's 44, which will all be reflected when we install it. Here's the second portion of our 90. This part's going to be cut down to 12 inches. That will allow our conduits to match up here. We measure to the bottom of our connector to the top of that strut. That allowed us to get a 33 and a half inch measurement for our first 90 up. Then we have our back-to-back portion, which is a straight portion right here. Our first one, we determined we needed a 42 inch, which is our left one. we needed a 42-inch back-to-back. That allowed us to bend it on the star. We got our 42-inch back-to-back. And then we jumped to 10-inch little 90 right there. That was followed up by a 12-inch little 90 there. Same thing over here, 33.5 inches up. We added 2 inches for our center to center spacing, which is 2 inches right there. So from 42 to 44 back to back, we added 2 inches, so 10 to 12, to allow our couplings, or the ends of our pipe couplings, however you want to look at it, to match up.